These rabbits are caught on Sunday. I'm going to try and portion them up tonight and get them sorted out to go to people's houses and our freezer. First of all, I'm going to skin them, and then there's a membrane between the skin and the body. Using my thumb to just perforate that membrane. And do that both sides until you can reach all the way around the back. And then put the knife in. Probably thinking chopping board's there for a reason. Let's use it. Peel it off in half. This is fine to do it this way if you're not going to keep the skin, because then it becomes a waste product. The disadvantage of doing this after rigor set in is purely that they become slightly tougher to skin. So that's one half of the body done. At this stage, I just peel up, and then just pop it around the neck. So you keep using your thumb and just pressing in that motion. Just keep pressing away in that motion with your thumb. The knife every now and then to aid. Predominantly the work should be done with your hands on good rabbits, on the old bucks that Dad used to get when he used to go up to Scotland, and maybe you'd use a little bit more knife and less thumb, because it would be damn tiring work just using your thumb and your hand. So as you can see, you just peel it up from there, and behind the leg you can just pop your thumb through and pull, and they should sleeve them way off. Okay, up to the neck, and then a nice little cut all the way around. And usually where you've necked the rabbits in the field, you've broken the spine, and they should just then pop away. Okay. I usually fold them back inside out like that so the blood doesn't go over the way. This one I've left the liver in, but now this back end here with the tail, what I normally do is left and right of the tail, up to the spine, or down the spine with the knife. keep the feet on at this point. The tail then should just pop off, and that there, if there is anything left, there's no spine in there, and you just go nuts and just slide it off. And then here we go. You just want to trim up a little bit more on the feet. Position them over. If I need to do this in the field, I'll use a pair of secateurs. It's always poignant to keep your fingers well away from that. And that is one skinned rabbit. I'll wash that up in a bit once I've done the rest, and then start to proportion it up. Right, what we're going to do now then is take it apart, put it into its final components. This is the long-netted rabbit, not the ferreted rabbit, so we'll do those in a moment. I'm going to do this one first. I usually start from the back, get all the meatier bits. Like I said before, nothing's wasted. So if we just cut into there, try not to, you can touch the bone. Don't try and force it through. There's a natural V here in the leg down to the pelvis. So if you just slide into there, you'll see that the meat then should cut down to the ball and socket joint in the leg. And then do that on both sides. Cut up and cut into it. But basically you've flattened the hips out now. And on the back you can do the same again. Cut through, should be able to cut through. And then all it takes then is some light. You've popped it there and you should be able to see it then. So if you run the knife above that, it should then just fall apart. As with the skinning, don't rush it. Okay, and that'll come apart. Just grab a bowl and put them in there. And deal with the component parts individually once I've taken the rabbits apart. So again, once we've got it on its back, just press down on the pelvis and you'll feel it pop. Ball and socket. Like here, that's the ball and socket there. If you just put a little bit of force above it, oh, crikey, there we go. You should be able to almost tear it. I mean, this rabbit's quite tender, and then we can just slowly come through. Not worry about. Oh, there's the bottom of the pelvis. There's like a little hook on it. Then we can just, I've gone a little bit too high there, just cut around it and off it comes. And there's a single bone at the top and then two bones that run down here, and they're the shin bones, and we can take them out later. So like I said, nothing's wasted. A lot of people throw all this away because it's very thin, but since I usually use this for burgers, it's all useful, goes in. So now this is the saddle. On the inside you've got the meaty bit, and this is where on venison or bigger animals, i.e. a cow, you can get your tenderloins from your fillet steaks, and they're the tenderest bits that run down the inside of the spine. Okay, and you've got the big thick bits of meat on the back here. There's a kidney there, that will go in there, that won't go to waste. What I normally do is find the last rib, cut up on both sides, cut up the ribs, and then you can just press on the spine, fold in half, and you should, if you can't, make sure the cleaver comes in, and then a little press, and I can deal with the saddle effectively, and deboning this, taking all the meat off it, a little bit easier. So what I'm doing now is looking for the spine, finding that, and I can just run my knife one side of it. Just keep running it down, and if you can, there we go. That should be it there. Just and you can keep this on the bone. This makes a lovely little roast. Well, I'm the chef in the family, the wife is. And then that's the top of the spine, hip. You run it down to there, and then slide it off. Again, it's a lovely, lovely chunk of meat there. And we can start the other side here. So again, find the spine. And that sinew layer on the top, you can peel it off and make things a hell of a lot easier. Especially when it goes through the mincer, if it does go through the mincer, because it shrinks at a much slower rate in the cooking process than the meat would. So good meat for stewing if you've left it on, because it will eventually, after about 4 or 5 hours, melt away. But again, and this isn't wasted. It can all be used for animal food. I'll just take those bits off there. This is predominantly human food, or even a good rabbit stock. Okay. There's bits here that I'm going to just trim up, throw in for the mincer. Again, that's a good bit of meat for the saddle. Right, quadrupeds, their front legs aren't attached to anything via a ball and socket joint, a hinge joint or anything like that. They're effectively floating shoulders. So if I take my knife and run it under the armpit, and you just keep slicing away, I'm not going to hit any bone. And this works for deer as well. And there we go, I've got the front legs away. So armpit out, slide through the armpit, and you're taking off the shoulder blade and forelimb. Forever doing deer, it's the easiest bit of deer just to take away if you are in a rush or just need to get some food inside you. And again, taking away the sinew, just slide that off. Just cut this away. Again, all this is going to go for ferret food, predominantly the bloody bits, or dog food, and then there's that lovely bit of meat at the back there. So again, centre of the spine, find that, and you can see the thickness on that. There's a lot of meat there on the back of the ribs. And just slide this away, slowly peeling away, almost like filleting a fish. And there is plenty more meat. For the mincer, or whatever you want to do. I predominantly use mince because I can then unfreeze the mince, turn it into burgers, put it in raviolis, etc, etc. And for me, it's a more versatile product that will last throughout this year. I can then turn it into meatballs or use it as a spag bowl. I should probably get that next time I do a spag bowl. I'm just trying to trim up this little bit here. Trying to take this nice wedge of a meat off the back here. And then just be careful. Can hold it and slice. And that's where a sharp knife comes into it. You can run it up the spine. And these smaller animals, i.e. squirrels and rabbits, are very fiddly to do this with. But then again, that could be used for stock and whatnot. The forelimbs I usually use as dog food, but what I'll do now, I'll turn this over and I will debone the front limb, so everything in my tub is just meat. What I tend to do then is find that nub for the ball and socket joint there and run my knife straight the way down it. Okay, right to the knee. Doesn't go all the way to the knee, it kinks off, so it's thicker here, so then you can run it down one side of it, and this is where you can make your stuffed rabbit legs or anything really. You can do the other side as well, down that bone. That only runs to the front. Okay, so then you just slowly work your way around that bone. Until you can just about get the knife up, and then I slide up. Now I can get that. And again, this works with predominantly every quadruped that you would come across. This is the same makeup as a dog, a deer, a horse, a cow, a fox. Not that many of you eat foxes. And then just slide that off, and that there, again, dog food. Right, and that then, you can put, I don't know, some stuffing in that, roll it up, tie it up, and you've got your lovely little rabbit leg. Please like and subscribe. We aim to provide more content, and you can help by subscribing now.